Welcome back, darlings. This week's video is a review of this, the G3 Pro Reactive Wheel Cleaner by Farécla, if I've pronounced that right. This is a 500ml bottle and it costs between £8 to £12 I've seen online. And I say that though, I was sent this for free. So I have not bought this. Farécla sent me a handful of products to try, this being one of them. And this was the one of all the things they sent I was most interested in. So I'm going to put this up against Bilt Hamber Auto Wheel because this is the best, in my opinion, reactive wheel cleaner on the market. I don't think it will beat this, but I want to see how close it gets. And if it doesn't, I will then step down to the Garage Therapy Iron Oxide. Now I did a big review of these two pitted against each other over multiple wheels. It's up here. The Garage Therapy is close to the Auto Wheel, but it's not quite as good, in my opinion. So if it gets close to either of these, this is a very good product. Anyway, I'll go off now, and I'll see you at the end for some conclusions. Alright, so I'm starting off on the Satin Black wheels on this E63 SAMG. Now, Satin Black isn't the best thing to see it on, I know, I understand that. But they were dirty, so it was a good test. Right hand side was Bilt Hamber Auto Wheel. Left hand side was the Farécla, and we've probably left it for about 4 minutes. Well, both foamed up quite nicely. This was in the shade and it wasn't as warm as it was in some of the later videos. I think it was about 24, 25 degrees here. So they all seemed fairly comparable, and it is interesting to see the performance given the dwell time being the same as the Auto Wheel. And we can see here, or maybe we can't because of the lighting, take my word for this, the Auto Wheel side had less of that residue behind the spokes than the Farécla side. Right, now we're on to the wheels of my GLC. Now, my wheels are pretty well maintained. That was about 4 weeks worth of dirt, but given a pre-wash, a pre-rinse, a lot of it's come off, as you can see. So I'm hitting it with the Auto Wheel again, side by side. On the that's on the right hand side. Left hand side we've got the Farécla, and again given probably about 4 or 5 minute dwell going on here. You can see on the Farécla side here, that's the left hand side, it's starting to dry out a bit. That reminds me a lot of the Iron Oxide from Garage Therapy, so I'm going to switch over to that for the other wheel to do a direct comparison. But in terms of the amount of bleeding you're seeing from the cleaners, that looked pretty comparable to me. So, and it's more visible on this silver wheel. Pretty good. Well done to Farécla so far. So finished results overall on my well-maintained wheels, I would say nigh on identical, which is a pretty high accolade, isn't it, right? So go over to the other side and I'm going to do the same test, so pre-rinse the wheel, but I'm using it against the Iron Oxide this time because I'm seeing out that drying out behaviour, which I don't typically see in the Auto Wheel, not in the same way anyway. And you can still kind of see like it's getting a bit white on the wheel, you can see that starting to form now. But it's happening for both. So they seem to be behaving in a very similar way. Do they clean in a very similar way? I think that's really comparable. If anything, the Farécla sides are marginally cleaner in the barrel than the Iron Oxide. I mean, that's a pretty high accolade, isn't it? They are really close. Now here, I'm doing it on a dirtier wheel, I would say. This is definitely more ingrained. You can kind of see that the dust was already a bit purpley orangey. So immediate reactions here are, or immediate thoughts, are that the Farécla really reacts quicker. It's not as quick as Auto Wheel, but it's quicker than the Garage Therapy. So this side, I had probably about 4 or 5 minutes to dwell. On the other side, I've done it for about 10 minutes. And the reason for that is the Garage Therapy does keep on working, so I wanted to see if the Farécla did as well. So after that 5 minutes of dwell-ish, we've got pretty similar results, I would say. To me, those look nigh on identical, both sides. Okay, the iron oxide's on the left, the Farécla's on the right, and you can see they were pretty white, weren't they, though, where the product had dried out on the faces of them. So that's what I thought, that the products are very similar, hence why I wanted to run these two side by side. So this was about, I think it was like 8 or 9 minutes of dwell. Basically, it was the entire time it took me to do the other side, which was about that long. And when we look at the results of this, they're both drastically better than the other side was, although the picture isn't fantastic, so I have to apologise for that. But I would say they're really, really close, really close. And I don't think there's anything to kind of discern between one or the other. It's not bad, is it? That's very, very good. I would say, yes, it's not as good as the Auto Wheel. I said at the beginning I didn't think it was going to be. It's close though, isn't it? And I would say it's directly comparable with the iron oxide. It seems really similar. Like you saw the behaviour on the wheels, where it dried out, the detergents in it. I'm properly impressed with that. Price-wise, this is between £8 and £12 for 500ml. The Garage Therapy can be between, it's about £11 for 500ml. And the Auto Wheel doesn't come in 500ml, it's only a litre or above. And that is about £15. Now here's the thing. The Auto Wheel and the iron oxide comes in a litre as well. That then is comparable with the Auto Wheel. In the picture of the marketing stuff for this, there is a picture of this bottle, the 500ml, with a 5 litre one, possibly even bigger actually. I'm not too sure, I'm just eyeballing it. It looks like a 5 litre one behind it. But I can't find it anywhere. So potentially you could buy this in 5 litres, or maybe it's a 10 litre one, like Koch Chemie do. Co-Chemie? Whatever. So it could be a really big one, and then this could be very good value for money. If you can find the big container, I reckon this could be an absolute winner. Which is pretty high praise, isn't it? But I think I've proven through the evidence I've got in the videos there that actually it's not just a paid-for review here or anything like that. That genuinely is a good wheel cleaner. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much.